Stop talking, guys. Yes, who is talking? There is gate. Okay. So what we have discussed till now?
This meeting is being recorded.
Is anyone having the first day today? Okay. So let me give a recap about it. That what we have discussed in the last 2 days. So in the last 2 days, we have discussed about Angular. What is Angular? Or is there any difference between Angular and Angular JS? So yes, there is a difference between the two. Both are the frameworks, but they are having different working. As this Angular JS work with JavaScript and this Angular works with TypeScript, and this particular thing is developed by Google. This Angular is developed by Google as a framework, and the TypeScript as a programming language, it was developed by Microsoft. Now, if we talk about Angular, so it's a free and open source framework of JavaScript, which is used to create single page applications, right? This is what we have discussed till now. And what are the prerequisites of the course? So you should have a better understanding of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript before learning this course. As well as if you talk about the course duration, so it is going to be about 40 to 45 working days along with the project. So we'll develop some cool projects, cool stuff we will develop here. And first 10 classes, 10 to 12 classes will be for TypeScript. Okay. So this is what we have discussed till now. As we are also started TypeScript yesterday. So yesterday what we did is I already told you that the official website of TypeScript is typescriptlang.org. This one. So once you are going to this website, you will see this particular option that try TypeScript now. So once you click this, so yesterday we worked on this particular thing. So what we were doing that we were writing TypeScript in our we were writing the TypeScript here, right? But now what we are going to do is we will install TypeScript in our system to use it globally. Okay. So once you go back, and again it will show you that two particular options that either you can use TypeScript in your browser or else you can use in your computer via npm. Now a topic came npm. So if you have worked with JavaScript or something, so you might have a better understanding of npm. If you don't know, this is Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager. Okay, package we can understand. Manager we can understand. Now what is this node? So for that we have to talk about Node.js. Node.js. Okay. Now this Node.js is the runtime environment of JavaScript. So I have to write Node.js is the runtime environment of JavaScript. Runtime environment means it will provide a particular environment to run what JavaScript code. So if you are from Java, JDK is there, right? Or JRE is there. If you are from Python, the Python's particular environment is there, right? We have to download Python, right? And then we have to set up it using IDE and IDE. So that is what we need. If you want to run JavaScript, as the browser is already compatible with JavaScript, so there or directly you can run. Let's say you are not even going to any website, you are simply opening your browser and a new tab. You can just go to the console. Means inspect first you have to go and then the console. So this is the console. Here directly you can write your code. So let's say I will write here console.log hello world. as it is already compatible with JavaScript, so even your browser is a runtime environment of JavaScript or TypeScript. But because it's not a good practice to do here, that's why we are installing TypeScript now. So for that, we have to understand these two things, that what exactly is Node.js. So we are saying that Node.js is the runtime environment of JavaScript, which is used to run the server side code. Run the server side code. Now, what is this server side? Yes, what is the server side? Guys, first listen everything, then I will come to your questions. First, make sure that you are not missing out these concepts. Now, what is server side? Okay, let's change the question. I think you are already completed with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So we used to say that there are two type of website: static website and dynamic website. Now, what is a static website and what is dynamic website? Anyone, no group answers, please, because I can't understand anything if you are answering in group. What is a static website and what is dynamic website? What is static website and what is dynamic website? Whatever definition you know, just tell me. I'll correct it. Static website is changes. It doesn't change. Dynamic website change. Static means constant. Yeah, very nice answer. So if I want to say, you just give me an example. What example you will give for it? Right? If we are writing something's definition, it might have example also. So what is the example of static website? Login page. Login page is a static website. No. For everyone. No. Before going into the definition, you have to understand the missing concept here. And the missing concept is, this is the half thing. When we are talking about dynamic websites, it is a half thing. How? There are two type of dynamic website, and one is client side dynamic. Client side dynamic, and other one is also dynamic website, but it will be server side dynamic. Server side dynamic. Okay. Now we have to understand that what exactly this static website. I will show you one website. Just tell me whether it is static or dynamic. Okay. I'm showing you one website. Just tell me whether it is static or dynamic. So this is a particular website. I think. Okay. Now it is having home page, about page, our academics, corporate trainings, and all these things. If I'm going on about page, so about page will open, and this is what content we have in about page. So like this, all the pages are there. Now tell me whether this website is static or dynamic. Static. How you can say that this is static? For everyone, it's same. And is it a definition of static? That if a website is same for everyone. Okay, now then tell me one dynamic website. Example of one dynamic website. YouTube. So, okay. Inbox of Gmail, live game score. Okay, let me show you one more website. Now tell me, is it dynamic or static? Dynamic. Static. This is also static. Dynamic. Now it will look same to everyone. Open it in your system. 110%. Same. So this is not a definition that if it is looking same for everyone, then it is static and dynamic. No, just understand the working of the things here. And what is the working? If a particular website can interact with the user, static means, I will tell you one thing, this particular remote is there on my desk. Now it is a static thing. Once you are not forcing it to turn off this projector, it can't. So website will become dynamic if they are able to interact with user. They are not static or dynamic on based of their property of being visible to same or different. No, not at all. They will be static or dynamic on the basis of interaction with the user. Interaction with the user. Now, if I want this particular website to interact, let's say this particular match between Bangladesh and West Indies is going on, and now I want to check the complete detail about this match, so I will just click. So click means is not I'm clicking here, it means it's a command to open, right? Click means a command to open. So what I've done is, because it's a machine, so I cannot say open this match, I have to click here. Now this is dynamic, but again, client side dynamic or server side dynamic? It is client side dynamic, not server side. So client side dynamic means you are the client here. Means if I am using this website, I am the client here, right? And this particular website will interact to me, but to the client side only. Means only the external part, front end part. Let's say this particular match is going on. Now what I want is, here it is written as Bangladesh won by 101 run. If I want to change it. Can I change it? Yes, I can. Yes. Go to inspect and change. I can't change it. I can change it or not? No? No, not possible. How you can say that it's not possible? Like, let's say I want to make this particular match as between India and Australia. How you can say that I can't change it? But the problem is, this is the client side change only. This is the client side change. It means that it will be reflected to me only. I can change anything on this website, any picture, video, audio, anything. But once you are hitting the refresh button, same. Because we are not able to change the content in DOM. Okay? So this is called client side dynamic. This website is client side dynamic. Now let's come to Instagram. So what I will do is, let's say if I'm opening Instagram. Now this is, you can customize here, right? You can customize themes, you can customize, and lots of things you can customize, and which will be permanent change, right? That will be a permanent change, and the changes will go to the server side. So the website is dynamic to server side now. Now is it clear? Static and dynamic. Okay, if you are still having confusion, I'll tell you one more thing. Do we really have static websites nowadays? No. We have static web pages, not website. If there is only one page and we are not making use of any hyperlink or anchor tag or button tag there, means content only we are showing. Okay, let's change the question. If I am asking that what is the full form of HTML, so you will say hypertext markup language. This only you will say. What is hyper? Because this is the only new word here. Language means a particular language, markup means positioning, text means text. What is this hyper? Exactly. Hyper means you can navigate between the pages, means you can go from one page to another page. Link navigate. What's a good name? Anan. Very good. So what is the case with the HTML is that you can navigate here. What was the markup language before HTML? GML and SGML, right? GML and SGML, generalized markup language, standard generalized markup language. They were the markup language for documents. Now, see, this notepad is also a document. Now, let's say if I am writing one button here, that button href equals to let's say data.txt. I have one file in my particular system, that data.txt. Can I go to that file by clicking here? No, not possible. It means that in GML and in HGML, there was no option to navigate. If you want to open any other page, you have to either close this page or minimize this page, then only you can open the other files. So there was a lot of wastage of time. Not visible. Come and sit here, all the chairs are free. Why to sit there only specifically? Hold on a minute, guys. Stop talking. Stop talking, guys. Wait, hold. Okay, fine. So now this is what we talk about static website and dynamic website. Even now, if you are having any confusion, so hyper means, okay, we were discussing about that. Hyper means you can navigate between the pages. Means there is no need to cut this document and open another one. You can directly, you will be having one link or hyperlink. You can click on that. It will take you to another page. And if you have a document which can navigate from one particular file to another file, that is dynamic but client side, not server side. And another type where you can modify the change with where it will be forever, server side dynamic. Okay, understood? Cool. So this is what we talk about, like this npm and other things. Understood? Or if you have any doubt, I can explain it again. Divyansh, check your internet connection. Yes. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's come down to this particular node. So as how to do the setup, I'll explain it after the class, guys. Just do the setup first. So now as we need Node.js first. So just write download Node.js and just click on this particular website, this one, Node.js. And after that, select your version, like we want the latest version 23. And as we are on the Windows operating system, so I will select Windows. If you are on Mac, you can select Mac. As of now, Linux is not supported by Node.js, but we can install it using scripts. So as I am on Windows, so simply I will download it and it will be downloaded like this. So I think Node is already installed there. Let me check first. Yes, so Node is already installed there, but the very latest version is not there. So what I will do, I will install it again. So I will install the 23 version. So after the downloading, so what you have to do is open the file. Okay. And as we are doing from our childhood, next, without even reading the things, we'll do here also. Okay. Now this npm, this node.js will provide a runtime environment for TypeScript. That's it. It will not do anything. And this node.js will include the npm inside it. npm is node package manager, means it is the package manager of node. Now you know how we can best define the npm. So whatever things are there in your home, who has the complete information? Mother. That your particular shoes is there, socks are there, like that. So this particular npm will manage all the resources or the packages that, okay, let's say you want to use one package as React. So this npm will say, okay, this is the latest version of React. This is the latest version of Angular. This is the latest version of TypeScript. So everything will be available there in npm. So you can use them. Okay, I'll show you itself now. So I think the installation part is done. Yes, finish. After that, you have to check whether your particular things are installed or not. Okay. So for that, type cmd in the search bar. So you will see the command prompt. Open the command prompt and here type node space -v. You can say -v. So it is returning the version as 23.3.0 that I recently installed. After that, check the version of npm also. So same thing, npm space -v. And it is returning the version of npm 10.9.0. Now this is how we installed it. But if you are installing it in the local system, but we will use VS Code. So it is possible that it will not work in VS Code. Okay. It is showing bad option. Where it is showing bad option? So we created one folder as ANG yesterday. Now what I'm going to do is let me delete all these files because we'll create new one. Now you know how to create live links. Anybody created yesterday? Yes, anybody created live link yesterday? If you have any web page for that? No? So after that, come to VS Code and type the, like open the terminal here and check the same thing here also, whether node and npm are running here or not. So generally it throws a error for npm, but as of now, okay, like this. Okay, so this error will come in your VS Code also 99% if you have not configured it earlier. So after that, what you have to do is just copy this particular thing that running scripts is disabled on the system and paste it inside Stack Overflow. You know what is Stack Overflow? What is Stack Overflow? The health hospital of developers. Okay. So after that, once you are coming to Stack Overflow, then you will check this particular line. Set execution policy remote assign. Copy this particular line and open your PowerShell. So window PowerShell I'll open and open it as administrator. Remember the steps, guys. So open the window PowerShell and run it as administrator. And after that, paste the same line that you copied from there. Set hyphen execution policy remote signed means your VS Code can run script. Simple. Hit enter and this will ask you for Y. So just type Y and hit enter. Done. After that, uh, terminate your VS Code. Open it again. Okay. And again, we will do the same thing to check the NPM version, whether NPM is installed there or not. So now let's say open the terminal. Let me delete these PowerShells and I'll open a new terminal. npm-v. And now it is returning the version of npm. It means that npm is installed. Now we will make use of npm to download TypeScript. See, working with other things is very simple. If you are working with Python, so what you will do is download Python, right? Simple like this. Download Python. Something like this you will type and it will come. Once you are working with Java, you will type download JDK. So these things are similar, simple. But here we need to do a little hard work. So now let's get started with TypeScript. Here, what I will do is I'll go to this particular website. There only, same website. After that, it is a saying that TypeScript in your project via npm. You have to type this thing in your command prompt. But this is not what we have to do. We have to do this one. Globally installing TypeScript. We want to install TypeScript globally. Globally means in any folder, any file I can use. So for that, I will open the command prompt and I'll copy this particular line. Open the command prompt again and paste this line. Now simply you can paste this line also, that npm install TypeScript. Now I am saying my npm that npm install the TypeScript. I am saying to my npm that install TypeScript. But if you are putting -g, it means that globally. So -g is a message that install it globally. So okay. So once you are hitting enter, it will take some time to install. Okay. So what it is saying now, added one package in 4 seconds. Added one package in, and what package is added? TypeScript package in 4 seconds only. Now, if you are downloading anything from internet and installing, it will take time, but not here. Within seconds, it installs the things. And now TypeScript is installed. Can we check it? So if you are typing TSC means TypeScript -v. So it is returning the TypeScript version. TypeScript is installed. Okay. TypeScript is installed. But why we are doing these things? So let's go to VS Code and here I will create a new file. So I will create as in, let's say I will create index.ts. For JavaScript we write JS, right? So let's say here I will write .ts. tsx you can write for building components while you are working with React. There you write tsx. If you are not working with React, simple ts. It will work. Index.ts. So let's write something here. Okay. So now what I will do is simple JavaScript I will write. Console.log hello world. Okay. Console.log hello world. Now how to run this file? Because there's no HTML file so that we can go live, right? And it's not the online compiler also where we have to just click on run. So it will not run. For that, just open the terminal again. So I open the terminal again. You can collapse the previous running terminals and open a new one. So now what you have to write is, here you have to write TSC. TSC means TypeScript, then the file name index.ts. And once you are hitting enter, it created one JavaScript file for you, right? Once you hit the enter, it created one JavaScript file for you. What does it mean? It means that whenever you are working with TypeScript and you are trying to compile the code, it will convert to the JavaScript code. And that's what I said yesterday, that internally it will convert to JavaScript code only. But it's a extra layer of type safety. Okay. Now what I will do is, let's say I'm deleting this particular file and it's to one thing. I will declare one particular object here. So let's say I will declare one user. So let's say let user equals to, I will create one object. So I will pass the values. Let's say name is ABC and let's say mobile number is something. Okay. And before that, let's declare one particular variable that let num equals to 5. Now, what if I want to check the output now? Again, do the same thing. TSC index.js. Means we are running the file. Again, it will create a JavaScript file for you, and it created. Now, check both of the files. Is there any difference between both of the files? Yes, there is a lot of difference. This is the code that I have written. Let num equals to 5. And this is the code which is written by JavaScript compiler. Let is changed to where, and all the particular space is also removed. Okay, all the particular space is also removed. But is there any logic why we are doing these things? Yes, there is a logic. JavaScript is not showing any error, but this particular TypeScript is showing error on num and user. Once you are trying to check this particular error, so it will say you that cannot redeclare block scoped variable num. And what is the error on users? Let's check it. So it is saying that cannot redeclare block scoped variable user. It is saying that you cannot redeclare. But where are we redeclaring the things? In JavaScript. Now these two files are connected with each other. And now errors are removed. Not install TypeScript in my system. What's the issue, Nandini? Now it means that these files are connected with each other. Now, if I am declaring them in JavaScript, can I directly use them in TypeScript? Yes, of course you can use. There's no need to declare them again, right? So what we understood after this one particular line, it means that TypeScript code will be compiled to JavaScript code only. So it will be compiled to JavaScript code only. Understood? Any doubt? Okay. Now let's talk about type safety. This is how you install the terminal issue. So for that, like which terminal issue you are going with, Dhanush? Just paste the entire thing here, or let me paste that particular command. So I have pasted that particular command in the chat box. What you have to do, open the window PowerShell and run it as administrator, paste this command and type Y. That particular npm error will resolve. Okay, now let's go back to the internal browser compiler and I'll show you one thing. Here also the particular code is getting converted to JavaScript, right? Getting converted, whatever code you will write here, it will convert to JavaScript. What I'm going to do is I will write the same code here. What I have written in my particular TS file there. So this is the code that I have written. But here, this particular let is not converted to where. But there in VS Code, it is getting converted to where. Now, concept is same everywhere. There is TypeScript and JavaScript here also, but why it's not getting converted? Why it is not getting converted? Okay. Now, every one of you, frankly tell me how good you are with JavaScript. Because your faces are saying a lot of things now. Yes. How good you are with JavaScript? Comfortable? Frankly. Yes. How good you are with JavaScript? Beginner. So for beginners, it's going to be a little difficult, guys. Because if you don't know the complete working of JavaScript, then it's very tough to be with TypeScript. For how many of you JavaScript is completed? I'm asking something, right? For how many of you JavaScript is already completed? Yes, offline peoples, no one. So what do you think? I cannot get your data. I can. Just asking you. For how many of you JavaScript is completed? Simple question. Only one person. What about girls? Completed? Are you guys like listening to me? Then this is your career. Don't play with it. What about me? I will say the lecture, I'll go. Your interaction is literally zero. I am simply asking for how many of you JavaScript is completed. This is the simple question. After that, I am not going to ask any questions out of JavaScript. So this is what we are going to discuss here. And if you don't have knowledge of JavaScript, please don't come to this course. You will not understand anything. If JavaScript is not completed, make sure that your JavaScript is completed already. If it is beginner, this, that, don't join. You can't understand anything. What is the difference between let and where keywords? What is the difference between let and where keywords? Those who know the answer, just stand up and say. Don't do these group answers things. Difference between let and where. Guys, this is a serious concern now. Like how you are going to cope up with Angular and TypeScript. Just let me know this thing. It's very tough. Complete JavaScript is required. If I'm saying type, I'm saying function, I'm saying let, where. You should understand these things. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Yes, online peoples are giving good answers, I know, but offline completely silent. Only she is replying every time. And one Annan, right? Annan, he replied. What about others? Anyone knows? Yes, those you are using mobile, close it off right now. What the difference between let and where keywords? Not you, you know the things. Anyone else? Those who want to answer let and where keyword? What is block scope and what is global scope? Very tough. Let keyword we cannot redeclare but update the value. Where possible the hosting and redefine. Let means we have to assign where we can use globally. Where is used after declaration. Very tough. Yes, last stand up please. Yes, you. What your JavaScript completed? No? Shut down. Next. Really? Is it going on? JavaScript is going on? So what particular course is going on? Core Java and HTML, CSS not started? Then what are you doing here, man? How many of you are here, those who are not completed with HTML, CSS and JavaScript? First, let me know this thing. You also HTML not started? Then what you are doing here, guys? Your faces are like you are not understanding anything. Please, sensible request or suggestion, whatever you want to take it. If you are not done with your HTML, CSS, and JS, then definitely this course is not for you. Because how much basic I will teach? Let where you don't know, only except 2-3 peoples. For how many of you HTML is going on? Now at least answer me these questions. For how many of you HTML is going on? Then what are you doing here? CSS, JavaScript. For how many of you JavaScript is just started? Like those operators and all these kind of things going on. This course is not for you then. Because if your JavaScript is about to complete in next 7 to 10 days, because in that meantime we will complete TypeScript, then only you can join it. If your HTML is started, not started, this course is not for you. Because once you are coming to this course, it will be marked that your Angular is completed. But how much you will understand out of it? Zero. So it's not about to make a hurry here. And even if you want to join that we can cope up, then it's your choice totally. It's not like my forceful decision that no, you have to drop. You can come. It's not an issue. But if your HTML CSS is not started, please, this is not for you at all. Like both of you, this is not for you. This is a framework. Angular is a framework that we study after having a complete knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JS. It is not a beginner's thing. If I am asking what is ID, what is class, completely blank. Then what I will teach in Angular? ID classes? He's saying yes. What I will teach in Angular? ID classes? Just not think about it. Because when I'm talking about this particular thing, your faces are like completely blank. And that's what I don't want from this class. And my classes are never like this. Like zero response. And it is only possible when you don't know the things. And that's what the case is. Anyone here from 2 p.m. class? 2 p.m., right? So my classes are never like this, that you are completely silent. You're always interacting, always answering the questions. That's how the flow goes, right? Think about it and then come. So what we are going to do is we are going to learn about TypeScript here. Now in simple JavaScript, we write, let's say let name equals to, let's say I have any random name I will write. Let's say name equals to Virat. So this is what we have written. Guys, don't talk. Now this particular TypeScript is giving me error, but JavaScript will not give any error. Now you know what it is saying you? That cannot redeclare block scoped variable name. It means that this particular let is having a block scope. And if you're writing here where, again it will be a error and the error will change. So now that's what I was asking you, that why this let is there, where is there, like why? What is the reason behind it? And that's the thing is, here it is saying that cannot declare variable again. So for that we have to understand that what is global scope and what is block scope. For that, let's open a JavaScript compiler and there you will understand these things. Now let's say there is particular variable let num1 equals to 12 and there is another variable num2 equals to 13. Simple thing I am saying. Okay, let num1 equals to 12 and variable num2 equals to 13. Now is there any difference between them? Yes, there is a difference between them. So what I will do, I will create a function as let's say check. There is a check function. And in this check function, I will just trying to print console.log num2. Okay. In this check function, I'm printing num2. And after that, there is another function. Let's say function detect. There is a detect function. Here I will print num1. Here I will print num1. Okay. If I'm running this, okay, we have to call the function. So first let's call the check function. Now check function is called and let's say detect function is also called. Now 13 and 12 both are getting printed. Okay, both are getting printed because here we are printing num2, so it is getting printed. Here we are printing num1, it is getting printed. So if you are talking about block scope and global scope, now both of these are having global scope, right? Because we are not initializing them inside the function. But whenever you are using these things, let's say here only, let me delete those two files and we will write the script here. Now see, I will write HTML. Now tell me how many of you understood it. So I will simply write HTML, keeping the boilerplate code and creating two paragraphs where I will show the answers. So there will be having a ID as result 1 and there will be another paragraph and whose ID will be result 2. Okay. Now let's make use of our script. Okay. Now what I'm going to do in this script is, again I will do the same thing. Same code I will copy paste. Same code. So this particular code I have written here. Okay. In this my script. And instead of calling these, I will attach these two functions to some button. So let's say there will be a check button. There will be a check button and I will attach one on click event to it. And those who are not able to understand this course is not for you. Again, I'm saying after this particular result 2, I will create another button as detect. Detect. And let's attach one on click function to this also. Now, if you are going live, so instead of this console.log, where I will write these things. So here I will write the things in document. Let d equals to document dot get element by id and id is result 1. ID is result 1 and then I will append the result. So I will write d dot inner HTML equals to num check is 2 num2. Okay. Same thing I will do for this function and it will print num1 and it will print num2. Now let's go live. So it's a simple HTML web page. So there is one check and detect button. So this check button is appending the value 13 and it is depending 12. Now tell me what is the global scope and what is the variable scope now? Now we have to reverse the case. What we have to do? Reverse the case. For reversing the case, now what I will do is I will declare this particular function or this particular value inside a bracket. Means inside a bracket. So this particular variable num2 I will declare here. Now the case is this one. Check function will declare num1 and it will print num1 here. Or let's say I will print the num1 outside of function. And here same thing I will print this num2 outside of the function. So no need to call the function. Now we are getting one error. Now if you are just understanding this one particular thing, this one, focus here. This function check is there. And inside this function, I have declared that let num1 equals to 12. What I have declared? And when I'm printing the num1, it is showing you error. What the error is? Num1 is not defined. Means we have not defined the function, but we have defined the function. Because we have defined it using a let keyword. So let is having the block scope. Block scope means if you are declaring it within a block, it will work with that block only. It will not work outside of that block. So if you are trying to print this num1 inside the function, right, inside the function, then it will work. Now it is working. But this is not the case with where. If you are declare, okay, is it a case with where also? Sure. Now what it should print? Yes. Function dot call. Yes. That's why I was saying that if you are not having good knowledge of JavaScript, think again. Because there, how many times I will teach these things? This is simple let and care keyword. Okay, I'm saying one line. How many of you have listened this or worked on it? Just raise your hand. Document dot query selector. How many of you have worked with this line? Document dot query selector in offline class. How many of you worked with that? Only one person is raising that. You guys didn't work with it? Really? JavaScript is completed, right? So you didn't work with document dot query selector? Then how? Okay, online people are saying, okay, good. Stop talking, guys. Okay, how many of you have worked with spread operator? This operator, spread. How many of you have worked with this spread operator? Yes. Worked or not? Worked. What is spread operator? Forgot. Think again. Now let's come down to the things. I'm not wasting any further time. So what we are trying to do is let's use the type safety now. Okay. If you want to declare one particular string, now we are running into an error. Why? Yes, why we are running into error? If you are running this, you will get no logs. And if you are trying to print this particular thing, let's say you are trying to print it. So console.log is there. What else we have except console.log? How many of you have worked with document.write? What is document.write? Or what is the difference between console.log and document.write? Yes, online peoples are giving good response. Yes. Difference between console.log and document.write. Okay, let me change the entire question. Let me get a complete idea about the class. What's current course is going on? What classes are going on? Python. HTML, CSS means front end batch completed. And JavaScript. JavaScript is stopped right now. Yes. Front end batch completed. My question is front end batch completed or not? Completed or not? Yes. Started. What is going on in classes? Front end classes. Online. Hey, so online some no topic is going on. Which topic is going on? Sit down. Yes. CSS. Very good. Yes. Hey, you are 2 p.m. batch, right? Then why here? I'll see you 2 p.m. Yes. Completed. Have you worked with document.write? Get element by ID, get element by class name, tag name. Completed no front end? Yes, you. No need to stand, just completed. Completed. Then why are you not raising your hand when I'm saying that JavaScript is completed? Huh? Is it a joke? Then yes. Completed or not? Started or not? What topic is going on? Yes, you. Completed. Then why didn't you raise the hand? Is it a like shameful thing to raise the hand if I'm asking something? Yes, sir. Okay. This is your career, not mine. Mine is already set. Yes. Completed. 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 Not completed. Completed. Not completed. Started. What current topic is going on? JavaScript is not yet started. Yes. Now everyone is completed. Completed. Yes. Last. Front end completed. Hey, listen. Yes. Completed. HTML completed. Started. CSS is going on. You're my batch 2 p.m. Okay. Yes. Completed. Yes. Completed. Yes. Last. Completed. Next. Next. Yes. Completed. Now for everyone it is completed. Then what is the issue? It's not a thing to laugh here, guys. Either you are too cool about your career, let it be. Because I really can't get it now. When I'm asking, do you know this thing? Everyone is silent. How can I go with the class with zero interaction? It's not possible. But with your zero interaction, I'll go with the class. Like at least I should know that whether you know this thing or not. Because I got to know with your faces that when I'm talking about NPM and all those things, you are completely blank. And my classes will not be like this. Again, I'm telling you. Make sure that you are answering. And for those who are saying that it's a shame to raise the hand, it's your learning path, right? And if you are having those kind of thought in your learning process, then I'm sure that you are not going to earn because directly proportional thing. The more you learn, the more you earn. I thought of completing types today. And for that, we should understand this let and where. Everyone is silent. So, how the classes will go after this? Yes, how the classes will go after this? How many of you have completed any dynamic project with JavaScript? Any project that you can say that, okay, my project was this, like that. How many of you completed that? No one? Completed or not? Yes. What project you have completed? Ecom? No, no. So, what was the role of JavaScript in that? Libraries and APIs. What APIs you were at? Backend. Like, what was the exact role of JavaScript? What you write in JavaScript? Okay, this e-commerce I can understand. But what was the exact role of JavaScript there? If I'm typing something in search box, let's say I want to purchase mobile, it will show mobile. It will show. So what you make use of there? What particular function you were using there? Or it was like that sir is typing the code and you are just, it was like that, or you developed it by yourself? Developed by yourself? Then tell me what you used. Let's say in the search box I'm tapping mobiles. It will show the mobiles to me. How it will show? Yes, sir. Forgot. Anyone, those who have completed any kind of dynamic project? You completed any project? JavaScript is running. JavaScript is completed. Completed. Sure. Without any project. Are you guys in sleep today? Anyone, those who have completed any project with JavaScript? Yes. Black shirt. You last. Completed any project? JavaScript is completed, right? Then how is it possible? I am not getting this part. How is it possible? What you have, let's say you will go to interviews, they will ask you what projects you did, what you will show to them. Sir, I'm getting shame in showing my projects. Like that, you will say, tell me one thing that you can answer in interviews. One thing that this is my project. Stop talking now.